because this is the Desolutionist. So what we're actually getting up to today is this deck is, if you didn't see the results from one of the more recent challenges, I did make the top 8, and the person who won it, I actually beat them in Swiss. I had a very good matchup. I think I was playing Groatog. But then after beating this person, they went on to not lose another single game in the rest of the tournament. Well, I got 8th. They took down the entire thing. So this is the Desolutionist. If you don't follow him on Twitch, great streamer. I've tuned in as often as I can. We also raid the Desolutionist whenever he's live. So shout out Desolutionist. No clue if he sees my stuff at all, but he's raided us. So I have to assume he's at least mildly aware of who I am. This is his Tog-Tide-Gush deck. And for first glance, depending on which deck you have a affinity for, this either looks like, oh, this is a weird Dr. Teeth deck, or, oh, this is a weird mono blue tide control deck. And it's both and it's neither at the same time. So here's the real engine of the deck. The reason we're calling it Gush Tide Tog, I call it Desolution Tide because naming it after the not only the pilot, but the architect of the deck. And it sounds cool. But really, Gush is not a card. Even though intuitively it seems like it should be, it's not a card you see in mono blue tide control. Because mono blue tide control isn't super interested in walking back land drops for tempo plays because it wants to go into late game. This deck's kind of marrying the idea of Stifle, Not in Tog, where you do play Gush in order to gain a tempo advantage in the short term, but you walk back like some number of turns worth of land drops in order to snowball that advantage. Well, the idea here is we're going to play Parallax Tide with the known combo card Chain of Vapor, and notably, we're missing Stifle. That's because the one Stifle is in the sideboard with a bunch of other really weird one-ofs, because there's 3 Cunning Wish in our deck. That's going to let us go wish for a bunch of weird, cool ones. The one I want to shout out right now is Tsabo's Decree, which choose a creature type. Target player reveals their hand and discards all creatures of that type. Then destroy all creatures of that type that player controls. They can't be regenerated. It's a 6-mana instant, so we can fire it off of a Cunning Wish. That's the deck. It's really sweet. We've got Mishra's Factories, more lands than usual because we are a lands-based deck. And I have exactly 1 league worth of reps on this deck. And we did a 3-2. This is probably gonna take a while, but I'm gonna this is a new addition to my short list of decks. I'm looking at playing it. The Winna Dreadnought and Ypsilanti, the Buckeye Brawl. So let's run it through League and see if I can learn some stuff about it. Our opponent is Switch and we are on the play, so we'll take it. Let's see here. We've got lands, which is good. Counterspell, Chain of Vapor. On the play, we really need some stuff to happen. Specifically, we need to draw lands. If we draw 1 land, this Flash of Insight can start to buy us into stuff. Chain of Vapor into Counterspell is a great tempo play. Double Foil is a bit clunky, but we've got 4 Gush in our deck, so I'm going to take a calculated risk and keep this. Fail rates, obviously, we missed 2 land drops, which could happen. But again, this is my second league with the deck. Don't have a ton of reps. Don't know if I'm supposed to be playing this more like Tide Control or more like Tog. I think the deck is more closely related to Tide Control, but having a piece of the Tide combo in hand is also enticing. Bloodstained Mire, if they fetch Jackal Pup or fetch Lackey, we're probably just bouncing it. If it's a Mog Fanatic, we don't care. Lavamancer will actually leave in play for a second. It's going to take the mana and time to get that thing rolling. Powder Keg is a great draw. Actually, we're going to play the Powder Keg. We're opening ourselves up to getting Flame Rifted here, but I think that's okay. Woody Footy. Wouldn't be surprised if they just like bolt us and pass or something. Playing another 1-drop is not very much not on the menu for our opponent. They also can't like drop Curse Roll or anything. Flame Rift is on the menu. They're going to immediately Lavamancer, probably correctly playing around Stifle. Yeah, I'll take 2. And they're just passing. I like this play from opponent. Just take it nice and slow. We're going to tick up this keg. Land off the top. Ooh, it's a Chain of Vapor. So we're going to need some things to go right for us. I think what we might do is if they bolt us, can we afford to have this Powder Keg bounced? I think so. No, we'll take a bolt. We'll take the bolt. We're going to hold up the Counterspell for as long as possible. But if they just attack with Grim Lavamancer and pass, I might chain the Grim Lavamancer. Another land. 1, 2, just 2. Flame Rift. No, Flame Rift eats a Counterspell after we pop the keg, so they can't crack the Lavamancer. Once the Flame Rift hits the bin, then we'll Counterspell. Down to 4 in hand. We're still above 10 life, so if we start hitting our land drops, it might be okay. Even a Gush at this point would be fine. Curse Roll, tough. We can chain that before it becomes too problematic. No land drop. Are we at the point where we need to? Not yet. We're maybe getting to the point where we need to cast Flash for 0 just to get it in the graveyard so we can use it as an impulse. 1, 2, Flame Rift. I mean, yeah, we both take 4. Where can I see the deck list? I should have, I need to, everyone remind me, text Mr. Juice. I'm going to chain, you know what? No, I'm not. That actually doesn't make sense. I think I am going to take the desperation play of just Flash for 0. Yeah, later at Sideboard. Yeah, well, you'll see it. Don't worry. We're going to Flash. On the bright side, our opponent might still put us on Dreadnought. This tap out also might proc like a Lightning Bolt or a Shock or something. Down to 8. down to 8. All right, put these in the bin and then land off the top, please. No, ooh, gush. All right, do we gush or do we flash for 1? We'll open on flashing for 1. We'll take it. All right, that's actually fine. We'll play this, go to combat. Now this is gonna be dependent on a few things. I really want to not have to bounce islands to gush, or to gush in order to foil, that is. If they play like, we really want them to play like ball lightning here. 1, 2, 3. Sulfuric Vortex. Okay, we now have a little bit of a plan here. End step, we're going to pay a life and fetch. We're going to grab an island. We're going to tap it. We're going to chain a vapor, just the Sulfuric Vortex back to their hand, slowing the curse scroll down. They do not want to sacrifice a land, I don't think. We'll take a draw. It's another Parallax Tide. So as much as I would love to be able to set up Chain of Vapor and Parallax Tide, I don't think we have the time. So what we need to do to buy ourselves some more time is to gush right now, floating 2, play the island back out, tap 2 more and play Parallax Tide. Let's see if they would like to Fire Blast us. I don't think that they would. And this might buy us the time to actually Tide combo them. So we'll just pass for now. They don't have a land. So this buys us like almost 3 turns worth of like brevity. Fades away. We'll take a draw step. We'll play this land out. We're still chilling. Our best top deck is actually Cunning Wish. Cunning Wish opens up the ability to go Wish for Stifle. They're just passing. I don't think they're holding lands. They should play the land here. Unless they think I have Stifle, which is, that's actually possible. They could have lands here. This thing's going to fade down to 0. We draw Accumulated Knowledge. This gives us 1 more turn of just fucking around. Adonis Stag's watch streak reached. Height. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. You gonna play your land yet? Okay, now they would definitely want to play their land, so they're just not finding it. So what we'll do at end step is we'll tap for 2 and cast AK. That's a gush. We're not gonna pop that off yet. We're just going to untap and give them all their lands back. We drew another AK. Okay, here's how we want to sequence this. We want to go island. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast our second Parallax Tide. We've got a couple responses up for things that want to burn us in the face. If it's just Curse Scroll, that's fine. No response. You've got 6 in hand. I don't think it's going to hit me. The way they're playing, they must have like multiple Ball Lightnings and Sulfuric Vortexes in their hand. Log Fanatic, and they named Sulfuric Vortex. Okay, cool. We're now going to be very, very mean to our opponent. We are going to activate, holding full control. Target mountain, target mountain, target mountain. And then we will tap for a blue, Chain of Vapor, our very own Parallax Tide. And then we have to think, do we want to get an on-tap of some lands? Because we can bounce a Curse Scroll, which I think is okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and with the Chain of Vapor on the stack, target one of our lands. Ooh, possible Ban Evader. No, that's an actual Ban Evader. Let's fix that. Ban. And then one more time, hit this island, and then no response. Chain will happen. I will copy the chain, sacrificing an island. I'm just going to get the Curse Scroll out of play. Then the way this stack's going to resolve is I'm going to get my tapped lands back, which just happened. That's why I have 2 untapped lands. That's going to let us convert an AK, draw 2, and they no longer have lands. Do I want to... I still have a land drop this turn, I think. No, I don't. Did I already play it? Who knows? Let's just go ahead and AK now. Yeah, I've already played land. We're back up to 7 cards. Now we're just going to pass. We just need to like keep focusing on just don't let them get mana sources into play. They pass. We can untap. We've got this impulse, which can set up Cunning Wish, meaning we can keep tiding. So now we're really in the market for a Psychatog. Polluted Delta. I want it. I think we need to bite the bullet and fetch. Is this Tog-Tide? It is. Grab a swamp. Duress our opponent. What you got there, buddy? Let me see the entire thing. Fire Blast, Vortex, and a bunch of idiots. We'll take the Fire Blast. It's the most dangerous thing in their hand. And then from there, we don't need to do anything in our main phase right now. We can just kind of pass. Find you a land, boo-boo. You deserve it. Now, they do have a 1,000,000,000 1-drop, so if we can develop another Powder Keg, we'd be pretty happy. Here comes a mountain. Would I counter a Jackal Pup? Let's start by impulsing. There's a Tog. Any order. I no longer think I care about this Jackal Pup, so it's just going to resolve. Then we'll go to our turn. We're likely to Gush plus Tog. Tog, infinitely lethal at this point in the game. Untap, draw. It's a Counterspell. That's even better. Let's actually... Do we need to Gush right now? We actually don't need to Gush right now. I don't know what I'm thinking. Can we hold this Underground River for lethal? We can. 1, 2, 3. Here's a Psychatog. I believe this thing is going to kill you. We just don't let a creature that can actually block come into play, and we can just kill them on the attack. It's at least got to be close, right? 1, 7.5, 8, 9, 10.5, 11, 12, 13.5, 14. Yeah, it's just straight up lethal. Another Jackal Pup, we don't care about that. They block Psychatog, they die. So we just won this game, which is pretty sweet. Winning against Mono Red in game 1 is strong. End step, we go. Take a draw of Powder Keg. That doesn't matter. We're going to go to combat and attack. They can block, but blocking with Jackal Pup doesn't actually do anything. No lava darts in the graveyard, just making sure. No. Okay, let's go. Wait, we don't even, let's, I don't know. Let's Gush. And then let's discard, foil, discard, Tide, discard, river, discard, Powder Keg, discard Island, discard Psychatog, give our opponent a deck tech, discard Impulse, open up that graveyard, exile 2, and the 2 don't matter. We're just going to keep exiling 2 until we get to 14 power. They concede. Wow. Beating Sly game 1 with the deck this slow feels pretty good. What's going on post board? I think nothing but blue blasts. I think we really just want blue blasts in this matchup. There's no chance we're supposed to bring in 3 to leave 1 on the board for Cunning Wish, right? 4 mana red blast is not good enough for this matchup, so we'll bring in all 4. Then is this a matchup where we want our 3rd Tog? We do kind of need to turn the corner as fast as possible once we stabilize. Sly in general has issues with quick Togs. That's true. Cards that I think aren't as good in this matchup are Foil, Flash of Insight. We can probably cut like the first Impulse, the first Parallax Tide. From there, I'm not really sure where we want to cut. Is it like Powder Keg on the draw? I don't think so. We could cut land. We could cut like Underground River. Our curve is coming down substantially. Let's try this. Try to transmorphative sideboard into like a more traditional version of Tog. More Togs. That's really the only change. Submit. Yeah, Sly does have issues with quick Togs. That's true. You can cut a Wish. You think so? You know, you're probably right. That's probably should have been the cut over the land. Hopefully we never get punished for it. Yeah, they very much are likely to be super duper clunky in the matchup. This hand is asking a question. Can this Chain of Vapor buy enough time? Well, we've got 3 Powder Kegs in the main. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? So this hand is asking us a very specific question, and it's, do you think this Chain of Vapor buys you enough time to turn these 3 accumulated knowledges into 6 new cards? I think yes. I'm going to keep. Well, maybe. Well, no, they can only like get me once. I'm actually surprised they brought in the Crypt. I don't think it's very good. F6. We take a draw. It's a river. We play Island. We pass. Let them go to combat. I think we're taking the first 2 in case they want to Flame Rift post-combat. The tempo of them not playing the Jackal Pup out immediately would be pretty good. A Curse Scroll is fine. End step, Chain of Vapor. Red Blast? Yeah, this is not how I'd use my Red Blast, if I'm being honest. Next turn, Impulse. Long time YouTube watcher, first time I ever catch you stream. Much love. Thanks, Chaos. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just going to try to churn through AKs at this point. Feels like a tempo positive Red Blast. Yeah, it's going to depend on their hand. If their hand's like very strong, like if they have like land plus Ball Lightning and don't put us on Counterspell, that looks really good. If they kind of never convert it into more than 2 damage using Red Blast in this matchup as a shock feels not great. Because that is, to be clear, currently the mode that Red Blast took. Now, it does have like the added effect of keeping their Curse Scroll spry. Sulfuric Vortex. Let's fetch. This might be foilable. 1, 2, AK. All right, that actually talks pretty good here. End step. We're going to go to 13. No response. Another Impulse. Let's play the Tog out now. They've already used their Red Blast. So now, they've got a Tormod's Crypt. We'll see what we can get away with. VH Forever, subscribe to Prime. Thanks for the Prime sub, buddy. This cuts off the Jackal Pup from getting in. So we're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 3-turn clock from just the Curse Scroll and the Sulfuric Vortex. That said, their only blockers Jackal Pup, and Vortex is also punching them in the face. And we have a Gush. So can we deal 15 damage becomes the question. As of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can deal exactly 15 damage here. Now, if they have Red Blast, we're dead. They could. That's true. All right, they're smart enough to do it. They probably heard you say that. Exile 2, we'll get 1, 2, we'll pump that Tog up, and then you got it. End step, my turn. No response, we'll go to 10. This game's actually very close. They have 0 in hand, so they can't Cursed Scroll us. I can turn these 2 AKs into 3 cards. What does that look like? If I play this land out, let's see, if I play this land and do both these AKs, this set replaces itself. So say we do all of this, we're still going to have, so we're looking for Island Gush here. Does that mean it's better to convert Impulses? I guess we can use Impulses on the turn we try to kill. Because Island Gush, and we also only need to deal, no, I think we still, unless our opponent top decks very, very well, I think we can win this race. But we don't attack this turn. We are close to lethal, but we're not quite there. Even if we hadn't played this island, we'll count us as not having played it. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, is that lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do we still have lethal even after playing the island, I wonder? 6.5, 7.5, 8, 9, 10.5, 11, 12, 13.5. If I hadn't 14.5, 15. If I hadn't played that island, we'd actually have lethal here. Wait, do you still get lethal if I just convert the AKs right now to put them in my graveyard? Am I awful at math? Yeah, right? Yeah. We go attack. We'll let them declare blockers. We know they can't kill their Jackal Pup before damage. Sometimes when I'm doing Tog math, I forget to consider that I can cast spells to get extra half points of damage. We go 1, 2, we cast AK. We go 1, 2, we cast AK. We go Gush, cast by returning Island, Island. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah. Discard a card, Impulse. Discard a card, Impulse. Discard a card, Island. Discard a card, Cunning Wish. Discard a card, Island. Discard a card, Parallax Tide. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we got to discard basically everything. Discard a card, Island. Discard a card, Foil. Discard a card, Red Elemental, Blue Elemental Blast. Activate, exile 2, 1, 2. And we're not even going to pass it to them. Well, I guess we can just pass it to them, right? 1, because they have no cards in hand, so they can't really kill us. 12, 13, 14, 15. Why not? 16. Go to 1. All right, we got game 1 against Sly, no less. Watching them die to their own Sulfuric Vortex is pretty cool. Yeah, the Vortex just does it. I'll take credit for this win. You got it, Chaos. It's all yours. That was your win. I had nothing to do with that. Okay, pretty sweet. Tog-Tide-Gush beat Sly round 1. Let's go. Glad to catch you live again. Thanks for the work and content, man. You got it, buddy. Well played. Thank you. Raucous applause. Yeah, that felt good. All right, we'll be on the play. This hand is literally just lands and Gush. We're not interacting at all in the early game, but we're on the play with a factory and good colors. Probably supposed to be a mulligan, but I am feeling this deck out, so I'll keep a loose one. All right, here's my island, dude. Go. Chaos. While I love Premodern and MTGO, it's still an awful platform with a lot of overpriced cards. I thought I could easily hop on there and copy my real-life Tog deck. Unlucky that Blue Elemental Blast for like 25 tickets. You're not kidding, dude. It's awful. Yeah, I own most of the Tog deck, but like the cards I don't own are just 1 Powder Keg, 2 Foils, and the Blue Blasts, which those cards that I don't have altogether are more expensive than the other 65 cards I do have for the deck, which is definitely brutal. Opponents just vibing on doing nothing. One of 3 things happened. Either his dog threw up, they're tuning into the stream, or awful internet. Okay, looks like another Sly deck. Oh, well, that's a really good draw if that's the case. Here's an island, go. You know what, our opponent's taking forever. I have had this problem come up before. I'm gonna do something real quick. Seems a little petty, but I also think it's a little funny. Save as, nope. Photoshop, NeonMushroom, where's nope? Nope. Do that. Let's say, where's my rectangle tool? I want shape, black, text. I want it to be red, and I want it to say nope. There we go. And then I'd like for the nope itself to be like this. Hey, why aren't you getting bigger? There we go. There we go. Get rid of this. Export as a PNG. No, I don't think we do. I don't think this particular person is a ghost yet, but it just reminded me that I have had some ghosters and I kind of want the ability to build into my OBS stream. Hopefully this doesn't crash us. I want the ability to build in, and they're just gonna have to wait for me to do this. Image capture. Nope. Browse. I don't think this current opponent is a ghoster though, to be very clear. And that should be the correct size. And then we just take the nope and then we drag it down like this. There we go. And then we can toggle it on and off. All right. Combat, attack with Fanatic. But no, I don't think our opponent is ghosting us necessarily. If they do one big wait before their next turn, it could be waiting for stream. So if they do, out of just like raw pettiness, I'm going to throw up the nope screen. Seal of Fire is fine. But this is, I've played this dude a few times. I think they're good people. I hope. My turn. All right. Well, this thing we're about to do here makes it harder for them to kill us on the floor. It means they have to fling infinite burn damage at our face. Yeah, bolting me is fine. Go ahead, opponent. Not entirely sure what flinging the seal at me there did. I recognize the name from your streams. I always remember him in good faith. Yeah, no, this player taking a minute in the upkeep, all that did was it made me want to remember that that's a thing that can happen. But I think that they were simply just playing the game. All right, next turn, I think we're going to tempo tide our opponent. Untap, draw. We'll also get this Mishra's Factory into play to increase our clock. Parallax Tide. This might proc a Fire Blast, which is like fine. Eat. Fire Blast me. Yeah, go to 6. No response. Response. This lets our tempo Parallax Tide last a lot longer too. We need to get the job done, so I am gonna poke. I think in this position, I have to be brave. Attack you. Is this the blue-black Tide with Psychatog or Dr. Teeth with Tide? This is basically mono-blue Tide control, splashing black with Tog as an alternate win condition and the addition of Gush. Does Ops Mountains exist in real life? I don't know. We take one, we'll untap, Tide's gonna tick down. I have no response to this action. We draw another factor, that's actually phenomenal. We'll activate this one, play this one, and pump. Combat, full send. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half, 11, 12 and a half, 13 and a half, not even close to lethal. So we'll just connect here. And we need to fade them drawing a land here, I think, because I'm sure they've got a bolt or something. All right, here's a bloody Stainmire. So we're going to see if we can sort it out anyway, because they've got us at 2 right now with just the Fanatic. All right, we're going to see what they've got here. Let's eat the mountain, see what they do with it. Oh, they don't do anything. Okay, take one. Let's impulse at the end step. Another Gush. That doesn't do a lot for us, but we'll take it, I guess. Any order on the bottom. My turn. Fades down to 0. I think this tempo Tide was just enough. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it was enough. Let's go blue, blue, Gush, bounce, bounce. They actually shouldn't have attacked with that Mog Fanatic. Use a blue to activate this one. Use a blue to activate this one. Go to combat. Full send. Go to blocks. You can't. Activate, discard 1, 2. Me too, because they didn't have a 1-drop. 3. Watch them have like pyrokinesis. All right, they concede. They see it. Wow, so far this seems solid again. Like maybe not. We're probably getting a little lucky for sure, but like not as dead in the water against Sly as I thought it would be so far. All right, maybe the Togs are the thing that really pushes that over the edge. Same thing, 4 blue blasts and a Tog. I think we will make the addendum of cutting a Cunning Wish as well, like was suggested earlier. The Tide, the Flash, the first Impulse, and the first foil. A very trim around the edges game plan to bring in bangers. Submit. Yeah, it could have been like Incinerate, Flame Rift. The Cunning Wishes are the least impressive part of the package so far to me. Well, I mean, yeah, you haven't seen it yet. So in my leagues last night when I was just jamming for fun, like Cunning Wish was insane. First of all, I was able to beat goblins off the back of just finding Tsabo's Decree. That card's insane. And this was after not realizing it was in my sideboard and losing to goblins the round before. And then in like slow I think it's actually the sauce, personally. But this is not the matchup where it shines, to be sure. Well, this hand opens up by bolting us. And we have to fetch for a black source to Duress. I think we need to look for something better. We are playing Tog-Tide-Gush. Double Blue Blast is right where we're in the market for. I think I pitched the Impulse. Getting to turn 6 to cast Tsabo's Decree against goblins is not that hard. You use Powder Kegs, Dr. Teeth, Counterspells to get to your late game. Goblins isn't Sly. They don't like, if their lackeys interrupted, it takes them a minute to kill you. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll pitch the Impulse. Let's go. Red Seal, no response, F6. Crypt is also fine. I don't think bringing Crypt in against this deck is that good. People keep doing it. It keeps not impressing me. F6. Dissolution decreed in the finals. He won the other night. It was sick. Yeah, the card looks very good. Opponent kept a 1-lander. And if they kept it on that Tormod script, they're going to be disappointed in how little it does. There's a Cunning Wish. Cunning Wish for like Fact or Fiction is very much on the menu right now. If our opponent misses enough land drops, we might just go for it. Looks like they're missing another land drop. I'll just go, I guess. We'll draw a Factory. I think we'll just play as many blues. No, we'll play a Factory. Pass. I wonder what decks are to come in the future of Premodern. So much evolution going on. It is exciting. It is, to me at least, incredibly exciting to see all this innovation. Our opponent is just not making land drops, so this is pretty... Now I can afford to play super safe, so I can wait to Cunning Wish until I have Blue Blast up. So we'll just play an island. We want as many islands in play as possible, so if we do develop a Tog, we can double Gush if we have it. Yeah, but if they're holding... They have to be able to cast all their blasts if they're holding 3. All right, I'm going to let them go to discard, or do I want to tempo Cunning Wish? I kind of want to just tempo Cunning Wish. Let them blast it so they don't... I think this forces a blast from opponent, which means we blast back. Yeah, red elemental blast, blue elemental blast. I'm going to go get Fact or Fiction and cast it in my main phase. Oh, opponent says GG's. Okay. Wow. Well, 2-0, 2-0 against Sly. The second time, opponent got a little unlucky. They probably kept on, like what you said, multiple red blasts, and they probably thought, look, if I can develop land number 2, I don't know how my opponent wins. And in their defense, if they did draw a second land with a bunch of red blast, I probably can't win. Found another opponent, and we're on the play. Yikes, that's good for us. Tempo Chain into double AK. This is a keep. Opponent mulliganing's like, fine. We really want to Gush, turn this foil on. But for now, Island pass. A hard counterspell would be good. Turn 1 Lackey is going to take some work if that's what our opponent's playing. Looks like not. F6. Draw Polluted Delta. That's solid. We could have played that, but I think we actually want that to get our swamp as it currently stands. Little island action. Is this madness? It is. That's an Aquamoeba. We're not going to respond to the Aquamoeba. Now I might chain evapor it before passing the turn. We'll see. But at their end step, I'm just going to go ahead and AK. What specifically is Oath Spec? It's a Terravore deck that uses an Oath of Druids in the main and a Quiet Speculation package. Yeah, we don't want to get gone under here. So what I think we'll do, I think we tempo chain tempo chain Swamp Pass. No, we tempo chain Polluted Delta Pass. So Polluted Delta, tempo chain, this should proc some number of Basking Root Wallas. There's the first one. That's the only one that's no sweat. If there's two, it's a little scary. Then we really want to find Powder Keg. All right, that worked. And then we'll just pass. The whole purpose, let's fetch as well. Sometimes this deck will randomly play a Stifle, ripping off Flippy and just playing like a one of Stifle. But we want them to tap their mana again to cast the Aquamoeba. 3 mana. I don't know about that. All right, combat, attack for 1. Want to make it 2 or 3 even? Looks like no. Chaining Aquamoeba feels like shaking a beehive. It does. They're passing, meaning I'm telling you right now that their hand contains Frantic Search plus Arrogant Worm. We still need to AK. There's the Frantic Search. There's the Arrogant Worm. Yeah, I know how to play Madness. Yeah, it comes into play, dude. You got a 4/4. He's here. All right, can I draw 2? I drew 2. Gush is solid. We'll untap, take a draw. Another chain is actually also solid here. So what we'll do is we'll play Swamp. We really don't want this chain getting counterspelled, especially not since we have Gush foil up now. Let's consult the sideboard really quick because I've got 2 Cunning Wishes. Let's see if there's anything that's like ideal for the situation we're in. There is. There's a fucking Hibernation in our sideboard. Whoa. Is there anything that makes even more sense than Hibernation? No, it's just Hibernation. Do I give up the Goose now or do I take some soft beats? I think, okay, here's what I think we want to do. I think they're going to play the Aquamoeba back out next turn. And if they do, we can chain evapor the Aquamoeba. That'll turn off Circular Logic as a pitch spell. Then we're just playing around Daze, which I think we can't get around. I mean, we can Gush foil, but we're hoping not to have to do that. Then we can take the beats for 5, go to 13, end step, chain the Aquamoeba, Cunning Wish, go grab Hibernation, on tap, probably like if we don't make our land drop, Gush, get resources, play Island, then Hibernation them, and then have foil up. Does that play make sense to you guys? I think that makes sense. I'm going to pass. I like bouncing Worm now and just wish EOT. So wishing EOT, Hibernation only bounces green creatures. I also want the Aquamoeba out of play. Otherwise, the Worm problem is just going to repeat. So we're just going to pass. They go to combat. They're going to attack for probably just 5, unless they want to pump the Basking Root Wallow. They might sniff out that we don't have like a lot of targeted removal. There's the Amoeba. We knew that was coming. An island. Tap green, blue, Wild Mongrel. They can make that thing not green. I think that could be problematic. But they are tapping out. Now it's interesting. I need to think now. Damn it. If we don't Cunning Wish now, that Arrogant Worm is going to kick us in our fucking teeth for sure. But if I Gush right now, it is brutal for a totally different set of reasons. I've still got Chain of Vapor. I think, do we want to counterspell this? Reconsulting the sideboard. We could grab another chain with the first Cunning Wish because we've got 2. But then it costs so much to re-up on the Cunning Wish. I think we're going to stick to the plan and see what we top deck as well. This is fine. I could Impulse, but if I see Counterspell, we walk into the same thing. I think I am going to Cunning Wish now. And we're going to go grab the Hibernation I was talking about before. Then we're gonna, do I need to chain the Amoeba now? No, we're just gonna go to the next turn. Untap, draw, Polluted Delta. Okay. What I think we wanna do, finding a land here is actually like not the worst thing ever, is I think we wanna, if we pair chain with Hibernation, we can get everything out of play except for the Aquamoeba. Then we can like hold up foil for the Arrogant Worm. That seems not bad. Yeah, let's go 1. No, we'll leave the Aquamoeba in play. We're actually going to, first, see if they want to put a resource into this Wild Mongrel. No, we can't. Can we? This Basking Root Wall is going to come back and hurt us either way. But Basking Root Wall is not on the list of things we care about as much. So let's see what they do. Cast Hibernation. Okay, Wild Mongrel went back to hand. Now we're going to Chain of Vapor the Aquamoeba. They could have changed that thing's color. The Basking Root Wall, I think, as a threat, we're just going to have to live with. And their hand contains Arrogant Worm, now Aquamoeba, and Wild Mongrel. With 1 mystery card? No, 2. 2 mystery cards. So they'll have 3 mystery cards, 3 knowns. And then we gotta be real chill for a minute and probably foil Wild Mongrel. Combat's fine. Ouch. The Aquamoeba is the less threatening of the 2, I want to say. So we will let it go. Coast. Okay. So they're going to try to Arrogant Worm us at end step. We're going to fetch, grab an island, go to my turn. Parallax Tide is literally exactly what the doctor ordered. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallax Tide. We'll Gush foil a Circular Logic. Okay. Grab the Yapamaya Coast. Float a colorless is fine. I'd like to go to my beginning of combat, please. All right. The Madness trigger resolves. All right. That Arrogant Worm I have something to say about. Gush, return island, and then foil. Hit the Arrogant Worm, pitch an island plus a flash of insight. And then you can swap that thing's PT. There's no response to that. Now we have a land here, which is a big deal because we can Cunning Wish for Stifle, meaning we can actually hit all of their lands. And then, yeah, we don't leave them with one. We just hit every single land. This also lets us impulse on the end step. Okay, so we may have like softly stabilized. I mean, there's still a clock in play, but we can like draw a Psychatog to answer that problem. All right, combat attack for 2. Could make it 4 if they wanted to pitch like a Basking Root Wall. That would suck. No, it's just a Wild Mongrel. So for 3, that's fine. For 4, rather. And then end step, we are going to put a stop on our upkeep. We're going to tap for 2. We're going to impulse now. We see Counterspell, Foil, Gush, Island. I think we're looking for wall card advantage out of this, so we'll take the Gush. Any order these into the bottom. On tap, with the Parallax Tide trigger on the stack, I will Cunning Wish. I will use the ability. We're going to grab Stifle. And then Perish is a sorcery. It is. No response to the fading. And then we will Stifle the trigger to give them their lands back, and then we will draw. All right, there's an Underground River. I don't think I'm fetching. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to Gush right now before I do anything else. Factory is great. We'll play the Factory, and then we will pass. Now, we're going to take 4 here. There's not a lot we can do about that. Yeah, but it solves the problem permanently. If we're talking about why not Perish, I can't Cunning Wish for it. It's that simple. All right, take an untap. All right, we're a little flooded now, so we now need to block the Aquamoeba with Mishra's Factory. And we've got like a couple turns, like 2 turns to draw Powder Keg, Chain of Vapor, Psychatog, one of those threats. Yeah, you can't wish for it. That's the problem. Declare attackers, get busy with both. A smart opponent will still pump the Aquamoeba. Declare blocks, block here. They pump, meaning I guess I'll pump my own thing. They're still just going to trade. And then I take 1 and go to 2. And I've got like 2 draw steps to sort out this Basking Root Walla. Ooh, Forest, that's actually problematic. All right, next turn. Impulse. We'll go 1, play an island, 2, impulse. Psychatog, hello. You are my friend right now. Come to me. Any order. All right, if our opponent finds land, they win. F6. F6. I go to 1. All right, they did not do the thing. So 1, 2, 3. Psychatog, go. Flash is in yard. I should play out this island. Go ahead, opponent. That's an island, so Wonder. Aquamoeba, sure. Wait, do I flash in response to the amoeba? I think so. 1, 2. Get rid of... How many things can I get rid of with this Psychatog? He's on blocking duty right now, so I don't even think I can think about that yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, what do we see here? We can foil the Aquamoeba. I think that's our plan. Yeah, we'll grab foil. Our deck is 23 cards thick right now. We've got a Polluted Delta we can't use, so yeah, we'll bury islands on the bottom, followed by Factory, then Duress, then a couple counterspells, the AK, the Powder Keg, the AK, and the Gush is the order we want it in. And then we will cast, target, island, land we can't crack. All right, go to combat. My turn. Draw. Another Underground River is sad. We're not even close to lethal yet. We have to hold up all of our resources in case we draw like Gush, because Gush, what's that, 13, 14, 15, 16, it's a kill. Combat, I wouldn't. My turn, draw. Factory solid. Factory solid. That actually lets us attack. That lets us start poking. Just 1. Pass the turn. 1, 2. Aquamoeba is not great. Pitch Wonder. No pitch Wonder. Okay. Untap. Draw. Duress. I mean, yes, I should see what you have. Deep Analysis plus Logic. We'll take the Logic. No response to the Madness, and we cannot attack. So I will pass. Not playing these rivers because these 3 rivers represent 4.5 points of damage. What a grinder. What an absolute grinder. Pitching Deep Analysis. Okay, they're going to lose some life here. 16. Pitch Wonder. Just a forest. So we still know about the Arrogant Worm. And 2 mystery cards. And step, my turn. Gush off the top. Powder Keg off the top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not lethal. We're going to go... I used to play on Summon in my Blue-Green Madness deck back in the day. That would actually be phenomenal here for our opponent. I think we have to play Powder Keg and then pass. All right, they go to combat. Man, our clock is just depleted. We've just been struggling to figure it the fuck out. Untap, Keg triggers, counter, yes. Draw, island. Ugh. We pass. Coast. All right, they're passing to me. I'll take it. Untap. No response. Yes, I will use the ability. There's a counterspell. That's solid. Let's pop the Keg now on 2. Big Gush. This is fine. Pop Keg on 0 or 2. Arrogant Worm's Madness trigger is fine. The cast is not. Got a Logic? They've got a Logic. F6, F4. Hey, we tried. We tried really hard. They pitched Wonder. Well, that shows us what we need to see. All right, 11 and a half minutes on the clock. How do we beat this deck with that differential in time? I think if there was ever a matchup to have this Powder Keg, it's this one, because we need to clean up Root Wallas on 1 and then everything else on 2. And then the cards were not, I think we're actually into Parallax Tide in this matchup. Their deck does Stone Cold Nothing without lands in play. I think Flash is a little bit slow. And then I think that, yeah, the top of our deck wasn't super nice, but like we can't be mad. This is the type of deck that Madness is supposed to prey on when it's doing its thing anyway. So we don't get to be mad at that. It is not our right to be angry at that situation. All right, bring these in, try to do 2 quick Psychatog kills. Smother and Stifle play. Yeah, keep. Yeah, turn 2 Powder Keg seems fine. We're going to be doing a lot of F6ing. Is it better to have Smother in or available to Cunning Wish? The thing about Smother is if we had more, we'd side him in. But we don't have more. We have 1. And bringing 1 in, I'd rather have 3 5-mana Smothers than 1 2-mana Smother. So that's why but I think there is a world where maybe like the Hibernation and the Powder Keg and the Hibernation on the side, the Desolutionist told me he thought were kind of funny, maybe didn't belong. And I'm kind of under the same, oh, I just played a Swamp. That was a mistake. So we're going to definitely play this Powder Keg now. F6, it's past turn, basically. It's past turn, hold no priority. So we're going to Keg and see if it gets dazed. It doesn't. So Keg in play right now seems very good. No Amoeba? Okay. So what? They want to play this game off the back of Frantic Search? I'll take it. Land, go. Land, pass. Yeah. I will not be impulsing because I think they have Frantic Search. I will tick this up, and then I will play Underground River and pass. 1, 2, 3. Frantic Search. I will actually let them do this search. No, I won't. I just lied to you. Counterspell the Frantic Search. I don't want any stray Basking Root Wallas to just come into play. 4 mana. What is this, deep? They decide against the deep. We're going to leave this Powder Keg on 2. I will not impulse. No response. No, 2 is a good number. Tide is good here. We're going to chill for 1 more turn until we can get this Tide going. 1, 2. Naturalize. Counterspell, naturalize. If they want to naturalize that Keg, then they definitely have 2 drops they want in play in their hand. 1, 2. Who's it going to be? Gush. No response. Careful Study. Sure. Worm to the bin. Basking Root Walla, Arrogant Worm. Okay. The Root Walla can come into play. I think I'm going to impulse in response to the Worm, though. Fetch, Island, Impulse, Foil. Yeah, we probably foil that, right? Yeah, we'll take the foil. Any order. Gush. And then foil the Arrogant Worm, pitching Island, pitching Polluted Delta. Continue. My turn will untap. I will not tick the Keg up. Draw. There's another foil. That's like fine. Let's see if this Tide gets dazed. It doesn't. Okay, eat. You've floated a blue. You've gushed. Eat that as well. Continue. Alrighty, we've got an active Tide now. That's not so bad. Now if we can just get a Tog into play. Hey there, watch all the YouTube videos. Glad to catch you live. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I've been commenting, asking for a collection tour. Love the art choices. You think you want a collection tour? You don't. You definitely don't. It's not as sexy as you want it to be. It's very like bureaucratic, red tape, dystopian. Yeah, you've discarded a circular logic. That's fine. It's not, nothing is like displayed. It's all put into effectively an inventory. Stack these triggers, stack these triggers. I will not tick up the Tide. I will lose the fading counter. Duress is like solid here. So we're definitely going to Cunning Wish for Stifle, I think. So let's Duress now. They've got multiple lands. They got Frantic Search and Logic. Well, Frantic Search is the only thing I really give a shit about. So we'll take that. We will Cunning Wish. They don't have days. I'm going to plan for them to not draw days is what I think we need to do. Because if they play a land, I want to eat 1 more land with the Parallax Tide. All right. Ooh, thank you for the Prime sub, Brosofalo. I'm hilariously bad at reading Twitch handles. Combat damage, take 1. End step, we will now Cunning Wish, and I will use the effect. Grab our Stifle, and then we will go to the next turn, where I will stack these triggers. The fading will happen first, which will put a trigger on the stack to give them all their lands back, and then we'll Stifle that trigger, and then the Keg will stay at 2. An island, we can hard cast foil, great, F6. There's an island, I'm an F6. They can't cast anything for 1 blue. I got that Frantic Search out of their hand. All right, this thing's gonna stay where it's at. We draw an island. I think we're just playing our islands out. F6. Play your island. Did they already play a forest? Did I eat that with deep analysis? I'm actually going to foil that. Exile. Oh, they already played the forest. So they might have, yeah, I think I know 2 cards in their hand now. Attack for 1. I'll take 1. Untap. No response. Don't. Brother, what is this flooding? It happens. We can't really complain about it. There's 24 lands in our deck. Island, pass. We also got really lucky against Sly 2 games in a row. So if a deck's going to beat us, it would be like the tempo deck with access to permission and fatties. Fatties that make our kegs really awkward. So we see land. This means if they have like another Frantic Search, they can worm us. The clock is fighting against us pretty hard right now. We'll leave this on 2. Well, no, we won't. We're actually going to start ticking this up because Worm is now becoming our problem. We'll tap for... No, we won't. We'll wait. We'll just play this island and pass. Fatties make keggers kind of awkward IRL. Yeah. Fatties make keggers kind of awkward IRL too. I just understood that. That's hilarious if I'm being honest. They untap, they draw, they play an island, they go to combat, they get schwangin'. I can't actually convert this AK until they like tap mana, unfortunately. Keg goes up. Chain of Vapors actually kind of fine. It might pull us out of... The real problem here isn't can we win this game? There's a chance we can win this game, a solid one even. The problem is it's going to take us so long to win this game that we won't have time for game 5 or game 3, which is a bummer. Take the pain. 1, 2. Wild Mongrel. Okay. End step. Chain of Vapor, Wild Mongrel. Want to copy that shit? No? Pretty smart. Untap. No response. Take this up to 5. Draw Parallax Tide. They probably need to counter this. We're not going to tap like that. We're going to tap like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tide. This will let us convert the AK. No response. I can't pay 80, so I won't. 1, 2. AK, draw 2. Okay, pass. I thought this was game 3 for some reason. Oof, yeah. If this was game 3, we'd actually be like fighting for our lives here. Right now, I'm just seeing if I can beat them in round 2 so we can lose to our clock in game 3. But I think this matchup's interesting. I think it plays out a little bit different in paper because if I can like really wang jangle winning game 1, it's good for us. All right, you've just madnessed in an arrogant worm. This Powder Keg sure is at 5. Combat for 1. We know nothing about their hand except for Mongrel. Take 1. End step. Crack Keg on 5. My turn. Untap. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallax Tide. 1, 2. Powder Keg. Eat your only green source. Pass. Now, the thing about this deck is I have Psychatogs in it. So if I draw a Tog, it gets interesting, actually, because my graveyard is approaching the size it needs to be to one-shot our opponent. Drawing a Gush here would just be godly. Aquamoeba, yeah, that happens. Another Aquamoeba, unfortunately, happens. We have to get this Keg up to 2 now. End step, my turn. Stack these triggers. No response. No response. I will take this up. Draw island. Oh, boo, deck. Come on. Oh, allow. I just realized you guys couldn't see that comment. It's a good one. Kind of rude, but kind of funny. Isn't there a place for 1 upheaval in the main deck? You can even discard it to foil if it shows up at the wrong time. I don't think so. I think it's just, I think there are situations that you can run into where upheaval is good, but I think you're going to lose more games to drawing upheaval in an awkward spot than you're going to win to finding the upheaval when you really needed it. What is a kegger? It's like a party with a keg of alcohol, typically a beer of some sort. This is an attack for 7, unless they like don't do that for some reason. That'd be weird. Yeah, pitch Daze to Aquamoeba, pitch Wild Mongrel to Aquamoeba. I take a big clock. They play a Yavimaya Coast, flashback Roar of the Worm, but that's bad though. That's bad for me. Next turn, stack these triggers. No response. It fades away. Hey, opponent, you ain't got shit right now. Pass priority. What are we doing? Upheaval was great in standard, but the pre-modern format gives you access to so many additional sets. Faster option feels like a liability. Yes. And again, you will, if you test with upheaval, you're going to find situations where you're like, oh, this upheaval is so clearly the best card I could have drawn. But like, there's a lot of corner cases like that present themselves that might lead you to misdiagnosing a card's valuability in your deck. You need to be counting the amount of times you draw upheaval when you needed it to be anything else. A party centered around 1 or more kegs of beer. Yes, that's a kegger. What is opponent doing? Are they having a piss? Opponent, you're about to kill me. Just pass priority. A very academic definition. A sterilely clinical definition, even. I thought I knew a good chunk of English. English is like all made up bullshit. We just be making up words out here. Thank you, opponent. I will use the ability. Draw. What is it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, we drew about half of our mana base, but we've been through about half of our deck, so we can't actually be that mad about it. We just drew a little bit awkwardly. We're dead. I'm not gonna make our opponent go through the motions. I'm not even gonna bother blowing up their Aquamoebas. It was fun though. That matchup is fun. Put you up against the wall. Okay, so we're 2-1. Currently targeting a 4-1 league with this sick ass deck. And maybe I do need to sit. We do have some madness players here locally. It might be worth sitting down and testing it because I might see it in the wild. And I do have an idea in my head that deck, even though that deck's like solidly tier 3 if you don't have survival, it does have good matchups still. Like that's why Premodern's so cool. You can play a pretty low tier deck like Madness and still clean house if you hit the right side of the room. If you were going to grind a single deck for a while to win tournaments, which would you pick right now? I have fallen in love with this one. It would probably be some blue-black pile or some blue-white pile. So either Tides, something with either Tide or Psychatog. I will keep this hand though. Please don't open on Lackey, you fucker. Yeah, Blue-Green Madness has at least a 50% of it, is at least 50% against card advantage mid-range piles. Yes. That's kind of the reason to play straight Blue-Green Madness. You're playing this tempo strategy that makes all of their best lines kind of awkward. Just an island. Okay. I don't mind our island matchup as long as we draw well. I'd really like it if my opponent didn't also have AKs, because as it currently stands, we are going to have to cast ours first, I think. Third island's pretty good. Now we're just hoping to dodge the turn 2. Dreadnought? What do you do for a living? Because we know you have a partner that's time-consuming, managing IRL, online, and cutting this. Oh yeah, sorry, if I didn't make this obvious, I make solid money doing this. I thought that was a bit more obvious. Maybe it's not, but I have, to peel back the curtain a little bit, I'm a micro content creator. Another madness deck? Uh-oh. Well, I just asked to grind the matchup, so I guess we're going to get it. Even though I have a pretty small audience in terms of the size of YouTube in general, my demographic is one that pays very well per ad dollar. So between Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, I'm not rolling in it, but I make enough money to live comfortably. My partner out earns me about 3-1. She's successful in the medical field, and it rules. So that keeps things comfortable as well. It's so good to hear that you're not under so much stress. No. I mean, I do work, if you can call this work, a lot. So it takes up a lot of my time, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's like harder than what most other people do, because it's not. I think that they want to worm me, but I think that I have to let that, maybe I don't. Maybe I can just hold up mana for the foreseeable future. Mitch does cause me stress. That's true. All right, here's an island. I'll pass. I can kind of take 2 to this mongrel for a few turns, I think. Go ahead, opponent. They probably want to go for their first worm here. If they don't, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, there's their first worm, which we will obviously counterspell. Let's close the gender pay gap. Counterspell the worm. Chaos subbed at tier 1. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Chaos. Appreciate you. I'm going to use your Subaroonie dollars on this playset, this 3 black border Parallax Tides I just ordered from Pandemonium Games and Hobbies, because I wanted to get them because they're on the way up and they don't show signs of slowing. And no, if you're one of those doomers that thinks Parallax Tide should be banned from Premodern, don't hold your breath. Gaia's Cradle. Ooh, this may be Survival Madness. Now, this is a matchup you will see from time to time. Money well spent. Nice. All right, attack, sure. Take 2, that's fine. So Survival Madness still plays Circular Logic. I no longer have the fragility or mobility to play around Circular Logic. So we now have to put this island into play and see if they have it. Parallax Tide, 2 blue. Straight up, excuse me? Bro, okay, I think our opponent's got an ambitious mana base. It did work out here. They're really low on cards though. So we're gonna see if we can develop. We've got a lot of card selection, so we can go for it again. Who even decides bans for Premodern? The creator, Martin Berlin. Sam Black mostly. He got 1 card banned. To be fair, if it wasn't him, someone would have gotten land tax banned. Untap, draw. Factory, we're going to have to put that into play here. We're going to have to chill for a minute. This is Survival Madness. Up until we saw Counterspell, everything was normal here. Did you not have a creature to pitch? You don't. So that Survival's dead weight at the moment. Don't hate that. Combat, yeah. I'm not going to give you my Factory. Leave it alone. Format looks really fun. It is very fun. We're going to go ahead and crank off this AK who just texted me. Are you cool or are you stupid? Oh, it's Tori. My house or yours? Sorry, one sec, check. I'll pick you up. Okay, what the hell are we doing? We drew a land. Yeah, we can't afford to keep playing around stuff. Here's an AK. They could have a worm. Tough for me if they do. Blue, green, colorless. Frantic search? Yeah, I can't stop you. Oh, just naturalized forest, sure. On tap 3. Counterspell? Another frantic search? Okay, you're going down to 1 card in hand now. I mean, you're doing it. You're spinning your wheels as hard as you can. If they find a worm, they can cast it off this frantic search because of how triggers going on the stack and resolving spells works. Even though it looks like you can't because you have to cast the arrogant worm when you discard it to madness, you have to finish resolving the spell you're currently casting. So frantic search actually has to finish resolving before they can do the thing. Okay, you've got 1 in hand. Can I accumulated knowledge or not? Okay, they found an arrogant worm. They're going to pitch that. I can't stop you. You're going to get an arrogant worm. There's not a ton I can do about that right this second. You got a worm. I wonder what they're going to get with survival. Watch him get a fucking mystic snake. It's probably supposed to be a second worm. Or squee. Yeah, squee makes sense. That'll get the second worm. Can I draw 2 cards yet or what? Bro, I just got a spell on the stack. I just want it to resolve. I promise we'll get back to your turn where you'll attack me for a bunch and feel really good about it. We're going to get there. I just need this to resolve just real quick. I sure hope this format truly never falls under WotC control. It can't. Because I guarantee that they claim they found in some ancient unreleased set from 1998 in the attic weirdly called Premodern Horizons. Don't worry. WotC can cooperate with Premodern, but I don't think IP holder Papa Berlin is going to, and even if WotC does force interject themselves, you know what the community is going to do? Because I know the Premodern community, we're going to shrug our shoulders and go, have fun. We're going to engage with it the way we've been engaging with it the whole time. Now, in Cold Pizza's point here, I want them to print Premodern Horizons. If WotC wants to make money, but provide value, you know, the thing businesses fucking do, I would love a set where they just drop so many like reprints of retro reprinted pre-modern staples in like a draftable format and like don't interject anything into the format and just like sell us something that we want for money, you know, like a corporation should. That would be fire. I would fucking love that so much. Didn't they kind of just do that with EDH Commander? It kind of. Like Dominaria Remastered was actually kind of pre-modern Horizons, but I would love it if they would just do a whole set. Just lean all the way in. Okay, what do we do here? We have to Parallax Tide basically in order to stabilize. So we're going to go 1, 2, Impulse, Tide me, Tide me, Tide me. Well, Psychatog's not bad. They probably have Mana More in their deck, which is real lame. But I'll take the Psychatog. Any order. I do want that Gush eventually, so I'll fetch. Grab me a Swamp. Get the fuck out of here. 1, 2, 3, Psychatog. Horizons has some reprints, but a lot of new cards injected right into the... Yeah, we just want pre-modern Masters is what we want. Not a Horizon set. And then we will pass. Imagine them finally breaking the list for money from pre-modern players. They made if they made money and dropped the prices of original singles, I'd be so for that. Me too. All right, opponent, you have a Squee, you got a Worm, you got an active Cradle. Everything's going right for you. Kill me. Those deck lists might be from the stream the other day. I may have. Oop, we don't want Google Chrome. You don't need to see what type of porn I watch. So if that's the case, enjoy looking at yesterday's stream deck. Now, if they don't have Wonder in their deck, connecting is going to be not a foregone conclusion. Yeah, you've pitched Squee. Tog Prawn. Hi, had to leave for a moment. How is it going? We lost against Regular Madness, round 3, 2-0 against Sly. So we're 2-1 going into this round. And this appears to be Survival Madness, which is probably simultaneously a better and worse matchup than traditional Madness, depending on which orientation of cards their hand contains. Because like if they draw the straight up mongrel arrogant worm hand, it looks a little tougher. But if they have like the survival of the fittest and kind of try to grind for a couple turns, giving me the Wonder's going to the bin. Yeah, I'm going to save my clock because I'm going to need all the time on the clock to beat them 2 games in a row and go to post board. Where in this matchup, I don't think I can ever wish for Annul. So I'm bringing that in. And I think that's all I'm bringing in. Keg looks medium. Yeah, it's just like Annul for, I think, a foil. I'm on the play. Yeah, a foil. I think WotC got backlash for reprinting reserve list cards as foil. So not sure they would do that again. But new gold bordered pre-modern decks would go so hard they would. I will take the play. They would sell too. This is a little one-lander, so I'd like to mulligan it. This is a little double AK Duress hand, so I'd like to keep it. Try to Duress out their survival of the fittest. Reserve is so stupid, yep, but that's also the world we're living in, so there's nothing for it, right? All right, let's do it. All right, Underground Rivy, tap for a whack, Duress, you. Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, this is straight up survive. And this is what I meant by the half of their deck. This hand does not look like it's from the same deck we were just playing against. Waterfront Bouncer is not very good against us. They might just need to wasteland this Underground River. Yeah, it looks like what they're doing. Also, I don't agree with Wasteland in this deck. We almost don't care about it. They just time walked both of us, but I've got my land drops. Yo, Shroom, how's it going? How do we land it on the Tog version? Looks amazing. Yeah, this is the Desolutionists Tog-Tide-Gush, or I'm calling it Desolution Tide. Did we know about that Flooded Strand? I don't believe we did. No, we didn't. So we know of 4 of the 5 cards in their hand. On tap draw. Lands are always welcome. Here's an island, F6. 3-color mana base with Wastelands is ambitious. Yeah, if they've got Diamond, I can probably see it. But outside of that scenario, no, not really. Also, why are there still Waterfront Bouncers in their deck? They have to know those aren't good. Once I'm winning, like I'm not just going to win by coldly casting a Tog in this matchup. First, I'm going to delete their mana base. All right, and I still know almost all their hand. You have a Waterfront Bouncer. That is so distant from what matters right now. AK, Factory's great. On tap draw. Another Factory, take it. Go. Any link for the deck list? Yeah, let me grab you guys the fucking link real quick. Did I upload it to... I didn't. Here, I'll actually give you the Desolutionists list straight from MTG Top 8. Whenever it fucking loads, it'll take a second. Give me a minute, and then we'll pass. What was their stance on 30th anniversary? Ignored the release, but clearly wanted some proxy reprints. Yeah, I've got no clue. I didn't engage with that at all. No worries. Can wait till the end of the game. Yeah, we'll do it then. We'll get you that. We'll get you guys a link. City of Brass. So we now know more of their hand. Meddling Mage. I will AK, just in case. Duress. Sure. We still know 2 of 3. They're supposed to name Tide here. Could be Chain, but it's supposed to be Tide. Yep, there's the Tide. Combat for 1. We'll take 1. End step, my turn. Untap, draw. Underground River. I don't feel like we're duressing into their hand of Stone Cold nothing. We're just going to pass. They can no longer attack. WotC does reprints of old cards all the time, just in super limited, very expensive secret layers. Yes. Yeah, it'd be really cool if they reprinted like just some good old pre-modern cards in the retro border, ideally with original art. Although maybe even do some new art. That'd be cool. Inject some new retro art into Premodern would be so neat. There's a lot of things that I think would be cool. We'll see if they ever do it. I mean, Daybreak's has been making a killing off of just having it here on, of course. Okay, here we go. Impulse. Cunning Wish, Island, Underground, River. Cunning Wish for Smother? I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we gotta do. Okay, you've got a survival, my dude. That means this other waterfront bouncer that was dead in their hand is no longer dead in their hand. Seem way off the Xerox version. This is off the Xerox version. Brother, this is, so you'd like to attack? I mean, you can bounce it with the waterfront bouncer, that's fine. Madness in a Root Wallow? Man, this type of matchup I don't think is what we're looking for. Playing the dichotomy of playing Sly with this deck and playing a deck like a survival deck or a madness deck or a combination of both, it's a totally different vibe. And I think we do have the tools to beat it. I just need infinite reps. Okay, we're going to concede this. I'm not going to bash my head against a wall forever. We're going to call the survival matchup hard, and we'll put a pin in it. We're 2-0-2-0 against Sly, 0-2-0-2 against survival. Let's play against some totally different shit and see if we can 3-2 the league. All right, we found our round 5 opponent. We're on the draw, and our hand's bad. So we're going to mulligan. This hand is solid. I think the card we want out is probably supposed to be a land because of all the Xeroxing we have going. It'll be this Underground River. Let's go. He did not top 4. He did get top 4 on the challenge today. Who did? The Desolutionist? Oh, he just went 3rd? Yeah. Dude, he's good, and this deck he built is great. Fyndhorn Elves makes me happy to have this Powder Keg in my hand. Yeah, no, that's why I picked up this deck. I think this deck is absolutely cooking. Most of the same list. He cut a land, yeah. Did he? Now, in the challenge today, does he still have Hibernation and Powder Keg number 4 in the sideboard? Those are the two biggest mysteries to me. Voltani's Acolyte's fine. You want to smack me or go wide? Go wide. Got it. It was deleted by a moderator. No, show it. I'm saving this link. It didn't let you post it publicly, but I have it. Copy. All right, so you can't do anything else. So we'll go to your end step where I'll fetch, grab a basic island, untap, draw, 3rd AK. That'll be good if we live long enough. For now, it's Powder Keg time. F6. The Tsabo's Decree is fucking beating sometimes with this deck. Yeah. If this is Elves, Tsabo's Decree is going to be something we're very interested in going to search for off of our Cunning Wish. Like, for sure. Priest is, yeah, I mean, it's tough, but we've got lines. Attack for 3. All right, untap, do the keg thing. Yes, please. Draw. Counterspell. That should be pretty good. I think we need to pop this on 1 right now, regardless, to weaken the Priest significantly. So pop this on 1. Probably have to counterspell either a survival or a... Here, let's open that link right now. I don't want to forget to look at the updates he's made because this person, I trust you just sent me a link to straight up MTGO.com. This doesn't take me to the list I want to look at. Then we're just going to pass. They can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. They can attack for 3 alternatively. They've only got 3 in hand. So this counterspell could, if they cast a meaningful spell, this counterspell works and we get a good conversion out of it, we might be able to buy into the late game. Yavimaya Granger, I think counts as something we are interested in counterspelling. If they're going to use that much mana on it, I'm happy with it. Oh, maybe I forgot to copy the last. No, I forgot to copy the 1. It was probably a broken link the way I did it. I'll redo it. Untap, Powder Keg again. We need to make our land drop, so we're going to impulse. We'll take a factory at this point, I think. Yeah, we'll take a factory. Any order under the bottom. We'll fetch. Get that foil shuffled back in. Grab a basic swamp is probably something we need if we're ever going to Tsabo's Decree. And then we go Powder Keg, 1, 2. And then we've got the 3 Stooges in our hand. Hoping to convert 3 cards into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 to 6. It'll take a lot of mana to do that, though. F6, you've got Footy Woody. Thank you for the Prime subscription, Farah. Is this Dwayne's Tournament? Okay, this Powder Keg might have a prerogative. That prerogative might be 8 squirrels. Take some pain. I actually won't be ticking this up. And this Mishra's Factory should make it more difficult for them to get in. So we're going to see if they pay this Deranged Hermit's upkeep cost. That could meaningfully slow them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think you're supposed to use the mountain to pay it, yeah. All right, you paid it. Combat. Interesting. Pop Keg on 0. Activate Mishra's, is this newly controlled? It's not. Activate Mishra's Factory, go to blocks, block, pump Factory to itself. That was not a good plan. I don't know what you just did. You just kind of beat yourself there. All right, we'll AK. Parallax Tide, huh? Next turn. All right, we're going to draw a lot of cards soon. For now, I'm going to hold my opponent's mana under the gun. This is a Tempo Tide. 1, 2, 3, 4. This ideally will buy me the time to convert all my AKs. Did you try out the Snap Cradle deck? I'm saving that for a paper video. It's actually getting built tomorrow. We're actually putting it together. All right, you got a Finhorn Elves. Combat attack for 1 is fine. Ouch. And now we untap. Tide goes to 0. All right, there's a Psychatog. We unfortunately can't just sit here and do nothing. We absolutely need to make our land drops here. So we're going to AK for 2. There's our Cunning Wish. We probably want to get Tsabo's Decree with it. We have to let these lands go next turn. So we're going to cast another AK for 3 this time. We find the land. We'll pass. Everything right now is an elf, which is a big deal. If you go 0-4 in a league, what do you get? I think nothing. Thinking about playing a league with my 10 tickets budget zoo list. You should just play it anyway. Masticore. Well, they'll need to feed that. We can probably get this Psychatog into play, but they're about to get all of their lands back. We can technically Cunning Wish for Stifle. I don't think that's particularly good. It's probably better to just give them their lands back and then Cunning Wish for Tsabo's Decree, and then try to use this Psychatog to stabilize against the Masticore. So we'll go Island, tap for 1, 2, 3. Here is my Psychatog. This, in theory, should keep me from just dying right now. Then we'll pass the turn. I mean, I get that you're not getting a whole lot, but entry is way high. Entry's $10, right? Are we talking about for the challenge? All right, Masticore needs to be fed. We probably, anger? Sheesh. 1, 2, 3. 3-2 gets a chest. 3-2 is actually raw profit. Fucking survival? Sure, dude. Let's see how deep you can go. Oh, they let the mana go away. Oh, they're using it. So they're pitching another Masticore. They've got haste. They can make another deranged hermit that we would probably need to interact with, I think. Squee. Okay, now they can't make another deranged hermit. But the Squee infinitely fuels the Masticore. 25 is the challenge. Oh, so you want to play the challenge. I mean, the challenge, you can like do as poor as top 32 and make most of your play points back. Like, I think I went 3-3 and one of the, I top 8'd 2 of the challenges I played. I got second in one and 8th in the other. And then one of them I went 3-3 and I still got my entry back. Does Stream Decker not work on mobile for anyone else? Stream Decker's just not on right now. Priest of Titania. Make a bunch of mana. All right, you've got a priest. 1 in hand. You can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana here. 6 with the Finhorn Elves. Deranged Hermit. Now, I think we need to make an attempt to foil here, which is tough. Really tough. This is lethal, right? Yeah, because there's 2 Deranged Hermits. So those squirrels are going to be fucking enormous. Drawing 4 cards is better than picking one from my favorite cards out of the top. So we'll tap like this, and we'll cast AK. Foil, please. No foil. Well, now we have to walk lands back to look for it. This is bad. Gush. Return island. Cunning Wish, Counterspell. We have to find it, right? 2 islands. 1, 2. Foil? The first copy of foil? Seriously? Well, wait. Okay. Chain of Vapor. If they chain me, I can chain them back. No, it's not enough. Rats. We were so close to just beating them. All right, game 2. Is this a matchup where we just want Powder Keg? They have so many 1-drops. I think it is. Yeah, just Powder Keg. And then what's less good? Parallax Tide actually isn't that good in this matchup. Submit. So yeah, not likely that I go 3-3 with a budget deck. That's the point. I had to invest another like 150 tickets to be competitive, which I'm not willing to do as I already own all these cards IRL. Yeah, that's fair. And the game is close. Opponent played it very well. Decree is something we will be wishing for. It is an instant. We have 3 Cunning Wish. That was actually the plan. If our opponent hadn't been able to, they just had the anger in their hand. So they were able to pitch it to the Masticore. That's what fucked us up, because we didn't think they could get an anger. So our play, we were just going to win that game. We would have set up our block on a Masticore. They would have regenerated. We would grow the Psychatog big enough to not die. We'd drop to 5 life. Then we Cunning Wish. We go get Tsabo's Decree. Then we Tsabo's Decree our opponent. They have stone cold nothing except for a Masticore. And they probably have almost an empty hand because all the elves are ripped out of their hand as well. And then we just use the Psychatog to watch the Masticore melt away. And then we just eventually win by attrition. We just live longer than our opponents. We don't even need to win the game. We just live so long that their deck stops doing anything. I think at this point I may as well invest on MTGO. There's literal 0 paper scene here in South Florida that isn't Commander. That's tough. You probably should make the investment. This deck we're playing right now, I own almost all of. What do I not own for this deck? Couple kegs, these foils, Tides, and the Blue Blasts. Now that makes up a lot of the money. I literally own the Tog deck, but this deck plays Tide, so it's like a different package. But I'm slowly investing Duress into Parallax Tide. I think we need more. Mulligan. Double Factory, triple Counterspell. Desolutionist, how do you do it? All right, mulligan this. Keg. Okay, keep, pitch, foil, pitch. We need this Gush to buy back our equity. So pitch, Factory, done. Anger was pretty impactful there. Same with Wonder. The previous matches, any reason why no Grave Hate in the 75? This is not my list. F6. Woody fetch, F6. Actually, F5. Can I think of any 1-drops that I would chain here? No. Yeah, you've got a Finhorn Elf. Or, sorry, a Lawnmower Elf. We're not gushing yet. We'll just get the swamp out of our hand and make ourselves a little Powder Keg. I would try to get something going, but I'm moving to another state in May. Where are you moving to? Come to Michigan. You got Premodern here. 2. Naturalize? Yeah, that's fine. All right, they used an entire turn to naturalize. Now they're getting down another 1-drop elf. Quarian Ranger's fine. Here they can make another pip of mana if they'd like to. Wirewood Symbiote. Okay, so another Powder Keg is what we're looking for. Untap, take a draw. Island, play Island F6. Wheels really fell off at the end here, huh? We feel so good against red. Maybe survival matchups are bad. I'm going to have to hit up the Desolutionist and get his notes on matchups like this one. Full send, I like it. Cradle, 1, 2, 3. Priest, sure. Sora out this game is very much Tsabo's decree. Cunning Wish? Not quite. Island. We may have to hardcast Gush. Do we need to bounce Priest of Titania? They already have infinite mana anyway, it's not worth it. He was saying as he was streaming the challenge that he might want Curse Totem for the Elves matchup. That's fair. Oh, we're just getting in. So they've got like a beatdown hand, it looks like. They can't really do any tricks with their mana just yet. So long as they don't put anything super duper meaningful into play, and I can get access to Tsabo's decree, we might have a plan here. Got access to 4 or 5. It doesn't matter how much mana they have access to because they're not making a play. Untap, draw, Polluted Delta. I mean, yeah, we're probably just hard casting Gush here if they don't do anything super meaningful. Just a little bit of a land. Go to combat. Attack 4/4. Yeah, this assault is real. Sometimes a bunch of 1/1s is a bunch of 1/1s. 3. Survival. You get a survival. Wait. Our opponent could have just killed us there with the survival, right? Why would they do that post-combat? That's fine. They could have just played the survival pre-combat, used Wirewood Symbiote to put elf back in their hand after tapping it for mana, then like use that to go get anger squee, then everything has haste, so then yeah, they could have deranged hermited us there. I guess lucky that our opponent didn't see that. There's the anger. Yep, a little late for that, unfortunately. Fetch. He's going to draw 2 lands with Gush, then top deck another land, isn't he? I don't want to talk about the fact that that's definitely what's going to happen. Cast. Reasonable cards. All right, untap, draw. All right, I can pretty meaningfully impact their mana production with Parallax Tide, and then get their whatever Priest of Titania out of play, which I think is what we have to do this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Parallax Tide. Eat every single one of your lands. You don't need them where you're going, which is hell. And then we're going to Chain of Vapor, target our Parallax Tide, paying a blue. And then in response to the Chain of Vapor, we're going to eat our basic island. Untap. Yeah, you've bounced a land. That's fine. How about this Parallax Tide? Yes, you pitched to survival. This all happens. Heads up, this is going to be a deck we play on stream a lot. Most of them won't even make fluorescent, to be honest. What are we just doing? Casting Caller of the Claw? Okay, can this resolve? Great. Chain of Vapor. I will sacrifice a land. It'll be this basic island. And I'm also going to pick up the Priest of Titania to really like torque down their mana production ability. Caller of the Claw comes in. It's a dice trigger, right? Yeah, put into the graveyard. All right, you've got a Caller of the Claw. All right, bounce that, please. Eat all these lands. I get my land back. All right, now do we need to do anything in the main phase? Not really. We're just gonna pass. Now this is meaningful. We're gonna take 4. We're on a 2-turn clock, but we've bought ourselves hopes and prayers. Combat. Full swing. Full swing. I can't stop you. Forest, tap it. Finhorn, that happens. End step, fetch. We're going to Impulse, because as we have no accumulated knowledges in the bin. Impulse. Gush is the card to take here, I think. Any order. Next turn. Untap. Draw. 2 AKs. What gets me out of this? Drawing Chain of Vapor doesn't do it on its own. Let's go 1, 2, AK. Deck, I know you know I love chaining AKs, but I need to find actual action here. I am on a Mishra's Factory. You can start to save us, but you're not the ultimate solution. AK, block, no, oh man, such a good start for a 2-3. Well, these games were at least very interesting. And by the way, this is a question. So even though we just 2-3'd, you still get half your entry back, which is meaningful because no matter how good you are, you're going to have 2-3 days. You're going to have your 3-2 days. And if you can 2-3, you get half your entry back. If you 3-2, you actually get all of your entry back, a qualifier point, and a chest. And the chest is worth roughly 2 tickets or 2 real life American dollars. So if you 3-2 all day, you're good. Everyone's going to get the occasional 2-3, which we did. So if you're watching this in Fluorescent Fungus, thank you so much for watching. You're going to see this deck again. I need to grind it. It's really cool. I need to work on my survival matchups, so look forward to that. Shout out the Desolutionist, who apparently top-8'd yet another challenge with this sick deck. It's really cool. Play it. List is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.